And welcome back to the Arizona Cardinals 20-year rebuild. Here today, we have year 20. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope you're all having a great day. Please leave a like, comment down below what you thought of today's action, and don't forget to subscribe. Well, after a season of us basically going all in as the best that we possibly could, keeping Will Britley, putting together a quality roster again, but to end up 8-9, and Will is still not under a long-term deal. We have to make a choice if he's going to be our starter this year or not. I mean, that's the first big pillar that has to fall today. We do have Carl Richardson here. He's a third-year quarterback, 76 overall. Could he be our starter? I do have a bit of a game plan for how I want to handle the quarterback position today, because this is our last chance to win the Super Bowl. For the rest of this offense, though, I do think we need to add another running back to this room, maybe another receiver. But overall, I think, you know, maybe get a bit younger on the offensive line, but that's about it. Defensively, do we keep Darian Smith, Fitzpatrick, Michael Dorsett? You know, these are some other key decisions that need to be made today. I do think improving this secondary would help the team. That would be my point of views, but retirements. Didn't look at these last episodes. So Jeremy Collins, he was a tough playmaker, pass rusher for a while. Same thing here for Dylan, was an excellent quarterback. Bounced around the league. Sean Holiday here, one of the best tight ends that came through the franchise. And we see Jermaine Weston and Hannah here. Two of the players that I've drafted have retired. Owen Overton here. I think he was that top receiver that I liked in one of the classes. And I think after that, there really isn't anyone else that I recognize here. So let's go make some very key decisions here. Gear up for year 20. And, you know, we're trying to win the Super Bowl. That is the ultimate goal. And today's action is our last chance. It starts right here, right now. $87 million. You have Will Britley, Michael Dorsett, Darren Smith, Morgan here, fifth-year option, Cody Mason, a starting caliber center, Deion Fitzpatrick, Cameron Wall, another fifth-year option, and then quality depth down the board here. I've been thinking about this for a long time now, and I think that it should be the end of Will Britley. Now, let me rephrase that. We should send Will Britley to open free agency. I would be absolutely willing to bring him back for another year, but throughout his whole career, you know, he started off as a gunslinger throughout his first 4 years, put on an elite 5-year stretch, but for the last 3 seasons, I've not been as impressed as his previous years. So I think it is time to let him test free agency. I will consider bringing him back, but I'm not gonna force my hand here. Michael Dorsett. I do think we should consider keeping either Dorsett or Fitzpatrick. Dorsett here is going to be more difficult to sign, but he's probably a better long-term player. But I'm not here for the long term, so who's the better player in my eyes? Or Darren Smith, I absolutely want to bring him back. A 1 year, 35. He declines. The tag would be $28 million, which I was willing to give him more, so that's a dumb move on his part. I think I want to keep both Cameron Wall and Fitzpatrick. And Cameron resigns. I think we're gonna tag Smith. And then we're gonna try to keep Fitzpatrick. We'll let we're gonna let Michael Dorsett test with Will Britley. 5th year option here for Morgan. I'm not gonna pick this up actually. Actually, neither of our first round players I am gonna do anything with. And everyone else will also try to keep our fullback. I want to keep Osborne. So we'll go into open free agency. $19 million needed a quarterback, but I do think Carl Richardson can handle our offense. Who knows? We still might be making a trade here. As let's check out open free agency right before anything else. So 2 top end players. Will Britley is ours, but then you also have Chris Hughes, one of the best pass rushers to come through this franchise. At quarterback, you have Will, then you have Chris, then it kind of goes to you have 2 starting quarterbacks out here, and that's it. And I'm not really a fan to go in. Well, I would consider going after Chris, but I wrote down a few quarterbacks' names. I think I'm going to try to make a trade. And a deal has been made. We are sending away our next 2 years' first-round picks, next year's 2nd and 3rd as well, with this year's 2nd and 3rd round picks. So the New Orleans Saints are getting 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and 2 threes over the next couple drafts. And we traded for Pat Schultz, a young quarterback that came, who's now a veteran, obviously, but a quarterback that came to this franchise and immediately lit it up as a Saint, and he has played his whole career throughout the Saints team. 1 season throwing 50 touchdowns. Also, I didn't even know this, but also went to Arizona, just like Will Britley did. So we just got ourselves our starting quarterback. I feel much more comfortable and confident going into this up and coming season with Pat Schultz at quarterback over Richardson. So in my opinion, the offense is just about set. Maybe there will be another move for the running backs. And then defensively, I mean, we still have our top tier talent. I think I'm gonna go into open free agency, see if there's anyone that I would like to target, but most likely we're gonna just kind of move on. And in this free agency, I am targeting 1 player. We have about $20-ish million, and we're gonna give Chris Hughes an opportunity. He's the big time pass rusher out here in free agency. Did not sign. And now there's more contracts coming in. Chris Hughes, welcome to the desert. We just got perhaps maybe the best pass rusher to ever be drafted in this franchise. Chris Hughes throughout his career has been an amazing sack production playmaker for the New York Giants. He was drafted in the 2nd round, and hey, we just got ourselves our quarterback for this season, a great pass rusher for the next handful of years. Let's get into this draft class, ladies and gentlemen, because I do think that we just very much improved this roster. As we enter into the draft class, here is the roster. I mean, we've made 2 moves basically, bringing in Pat Schultz here, new quarterback. And then we went out there in free agency. A move that maybe I don't need to be made, doesn't need to be made here, but I made it anyways, is going after Chris Hughes, a top edge rusher, and also plays probably very well in the interior. But a move that we did not have to make. We could have signed more depth across the team. I went to get another big time superstar for this defensive front 4. So we have 5 guys that can really get to you, maybe even 7. So we have the 14th overall pick. There is a player that I would I think that I would like to go get, but I don't think I have enough to do so, and that's Deontay Felix here. Or we could wait and draft a top 5 safety prospect. Chase Children's the only top quarterback is a 2nd to 3rd round talent. Well, I'm not thinking about the long-term effects. If I am going to make any sort of trade, it would have to be with players, because I've already traded away. Like, I could trade away. Yeah, I've traded away pretty much the Cardinals' entire future. So I can't use draft picks if I wanted to trade up, other than like this year's picks, just because I've made such a big trade. So let's see if I can, because I would like to get Felix on this team and would love to have a ground game. It's something that I wasn't able to do in last episode. So in this one, we'll try to trade a 1 and see what we can do. Well, the Patriots don't want to trade out of their selection, so we'll sim here. And they go Carl Butler, a pass rusher. As there's the commissioner. Maybe we could trade up here with the Eagles. Who knows? And the Eagles don't want to trade either, so I doubt that we'll be able to get him. I'll try again here with the Chiefs. Yeah, let's try. I'm going to try one more time here. If not, I'm just going to sim to my pick. And a deal has been made. I have traded up here. I think this is the 5th overall pick. We're trading with the Pittsburgh Steelers, giving them Teddy Caldwell here and JJ Jackson and our 1st round pick. So I'm only going to be making 5 selections in this class, but one of them will be a top 5 pick, and we know it's a top 5 player. Deontay Felix. I want to address running back, and this is how drastic I was willing to go. And Deontay Felix is the best player in the class. Hidden development, 96 speed. Between him and Meredith, can they combine to be quality backs this year? That's the question. Luke Ward here will be our 4th round selection, just trying to add some depth to the team. As Ward here is ranked 100th, got him right around where he's supposed to go. A solid corner. Here in round 5, Deontay Whitfield, a defensive tackle. Again, just trying to add some depth on this team. It's really what all these selections will be. Ranked 84th, 94 strength, normal development. Gonna take a linebacker here, Zach Bennett here in the 6. Just trying to add some depth here. Got him in a pretty good spot, actually. We're gonna take a guard here with the 7th pick, probably the last pick of our franchise. Cody Kirkpatrick here will be the selection. Ranked 185th, got him at 206. Might be a solid last selection of this 20-year rebuild. What do you think of the offseason, guys? I traded up in this draft class, got the best player in the class. We saw that in Deontay Felix here. A hidden development running back, you know, just trying to make it work here with our backfield. But we also went out there, brought in Chris Hughes, a top edge rusher, and brought in Pat Schultz at quarterback. We also drafted Luke Ware here, a young corner, probably just going to be the 5th guy on the team, but still. Devontae Whitfield here. He's a big, strong defensive tackle for us. Again, just quality depth for the team. That's all I was looking for. Zach Bennett here. He's a pass rusher, but he's listed as left outside linebacker, so hopefully that he might make some plays here and there. And then the last pick of the franchise is Cody Kirkpatrick. We'll set him to be the captain. He will make the roster. Either way, he looks like a solid prospect, even in the 7th round. As this will be the team entering into year 20, the last season of the rebuild. We still have, guys that we know in, Cameron Hayden and Bobby Summers, Daniel Huff, Cameron Wall, that these are the top end offensive talent that we developed and brought in. And in this past offseason, bringing in a new quarterback, bringing in a new top running back. It looks like Justin Smith will be getting the opportunity at tight end this season. Hopefully Morgan holds up at the left tackle position. Defensively, we have, Chris Hughes, new face on this defense with Smith. You still have Colbert, and you still have Wicks here. Top tier secondary as well. Two very good linebackers. Year 20. Hopefully it's a banger. I did not get a chance to check, where did Will Britley end up? Will Britley is a New Orleans Saints. Wow. So the two teams that we traded with, that traded for them, wow. That's so ironic that he goes to the Saints after we traded the house for their quarterback. Then they go out there and pay massive dollars to our guy. So, Pat Schultz here, he's a top 10 quarterback still. He can still throw the football deep. He's not as mobile as what's his name? As Will Britley, but still think Pat can lead us to victory here. Let's kick off year 20 here, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Miami Dolphins. A season ago, we lost 5 games in a row to ultimately not make the postseason. Here in year 20, we will start off with a loss. Now we face the Packers here, and we beat them. First victory under Pat Schultz. We get that out of the way here. And now we face against San Francisco, our divisional foe, and we lose to them in a low-scoring affair and suffer an injury, which it is for Kevin Taylor, our number 2 wide receiver. Don't forget this, guys. We don't have a ton of depth on this team. I don't even think we make a full 53-man roster. But now we play against our other rivals here, the Rams, and we lose to them in a low-scoring affair and suffer another injury. And now we see ourselves losing Daniel Huff. So 2 stars on our offense. We do get a weekly award. That doesn't really, great. Darian Smith has 4 sacks. I do like to see that, I guess. My goodness, we gotta be able to turn this year around. Year 5 or week 5 here versus the Dallas Cowboys. What occurs here? Did we get this victory? The game takes so long sometimes to load. And we do. We beat them 40 to 28. That's a nice bounce back victory. Can we now get a little bit of a streak going here with the Atlanta Falcons? Hopefully. I think Atlanta's been a pretty good team, and they did beat us 24-21. Should we try to make any sort of an adjustments? Let's upgrade some players. As we'll upgrade everyone. I don't think I'm going to be making any sort of trades, nor do I think I can. But I would be willing to change up this roster, as Pat Schultz is having a very quiet campaign. We are seeing an effective running game here for us, so that's nice to see. Finally, it feels like it's since Jahmyr Gibbs days. This passing game has definitely taken a step back, and Kevin Taylor's injury is a part of it. Marcus McDonald here trying to step into the new number 2 role. This offensive line, Starks is struggling, Morgan is struggling. Corey here leads us the way. Darian Smith as well as Chris Hughes each have We're putting up solid production. Our defensive line is getting home. Yeah, I don't know really what to do for this team. As we've made it here to week 11, and we've been kind of going back and forth between wins and losses here. We have the Giants, then our bye week here in year 20. We beat the Giants almost. We're now 5-6, kind of getting back into it. I said we're not going to make any sort of trades, but we're at a point right now where we're currently outsiders looking in over these now next handful of weeks here, next 6-7 weeks. We got to start putting together some victories here. And after the bye week, we get a victory over Seattle, but in the meantime, we suffer another injury here to Kevin Taylor. Taylor, who has, you know, he's been a very good receiver. I think he had a sophomore slump, but now an injury-riddled season could be limiting him this season, and that's not good for us. Marcus McDonald will have to step up even more. But 3 straight victories here for the Cardinals, as we're getting hot at the right time now. Can we continue on? And now we just beat the Bills, and this has probably been the most injuries I've seen in this franchise, as Bobby Summers is shaken up with a dislocated ankle. Now he's out until the postseason. So we're currently on a nice little winning streak here. Gonna just do some upgrades here for the team, just let everyone get better. As we have Seattle up next here. Both same record, 8-6 here. I should have checked what this is really for, but we get another victory here. We're turning things on here. Now we're the 5th seed, and that should give us a tiebreaker over them. That's fantastic. Now we have the Patriots. We still have the Rams in week 15, but we did lose to the Patriots here, losing 20-17, and that kicks us down to the 7th seed. Oh, wow. I thought we were just the 5th seed not too long ago. Can any other team kick us out? That's really the question. As potentially Philly. Philly can kick us out. I believe they could. I think we lost to the Eagles. Thought I saw us play. Yeah, we did. Oh, wow. So we have to get a victory or hope for an Eagles loss. So can we make the postseason? We put on a nice little winning streak. Can we get to 10-7 and make it in as a wild card team here in year 20? And we lose, but we're in, as the Arizona Cardinals make it back into the postseason. Surprise is the wrong word. I'm happy that we're back here into the postseason. It's time for us to get over this hump here. How did we get to the postseason with this roster? Pat Schultz here, I don't know if it's the playbook or the scheme. Maybe that's what's up, because Pat Schultz here probably had his worst season in a while. 22 touchdowns, 5 picks. Efficient. Felix, 787 yards and 9 scores, as well as Brandon Meredith added 8 on the ground. This is a quality amount of carries, and I'm happy about that. 2 1,000-yard receivers in Cameron Hayden and Marcus McDonald here. Justin Smith played pretty well. Antonio Elliott had it to step up with 4 scores. Felix here out of the backfield. We haven't seen this since Gibbs's day. Kevin Taylor only played in 7 games, but a solid 7 weeks. And Bobby Summers added some more to his game. A lot of sacks allowed from our tackles. Cody here leads us in on tackles, but we had 3 guys with double-digit sacks. Chris Hughes with 14, Darren Smith with 14, 12 and a half here for Deshaun Colbert, 6 here for Josh Wilkins. Cody added 3 more. Brian Danley added 3. Wow. That is huge. Deion Fitzpatrick getting 3 more interceptions. Wow, what a season for us. Michael Bass here is your MVP. And let's see how many Cardinals won any, if any, won a reward or 2. Felix was not the offensive play of the year, or the rookie of the year. That sucks to see. And not even best defensive lineman. We had 3 guys in the top 5. We had a top 10 linebacker. And that's it looks to be. Yep. So it looks like we have the Detroit Lions here. Can we get over the top? We have 3 weeks to sim. Can we get into the postseason or get into the Super Bowl? I feel like it's been so long since we've gotten a playoff victory. We beat the Detroit Lions 17-16. Wow. Pat threw a score. Felix ran one in. We beat Darren Laws, who was on our team for a handful of seasons. Marcus McDonald step up. Cameron Hayden as well. Justin Smith played very well. So love to see that. But now we have the #1 seed here in the LA Rams. This is the game that matters. This is the game that sends you home. That will just have us end this video here. Can we get the victory over the LA Rams here in the divisional round and get back to the NFC Championship game? And we do. We beat the LA Rams 14-7 here. Oh my God, we have 1 week to go as we face the Washington Commanders, I believe. Yes, 11-6. They are the #2 seed. Oh my. We have not been to an NFC Championship game since the prime of Will Brintley. We have never made it to a Super Bowl. Can this 9-8 team go on a magical run here and beat the #2 seed here in the Washington Commanders? And I think we did. I can't really tell from this screen. And Washington falls as the Arizona Cardinals will be going to the Super Bowl in overtime. We made the field goal. Wow. Pat Schultz threw 2 scores. The Cardinals are in the Super Bowl. Finally. We're finally there. Oh my God. Suffering an injury in the process though. And DeCoulis Mims. Is he gonna be out for the Super Bowl? Oh my. We're gonna sim past the Pro Bowl week, ladies and gentlemen. Year 20. We have Super Bowl action. Oh my God. Versus the Tennessee Titans. As Tennessee is our foe. Now, I do want to look at the Tennessee team. I don't know. I don't remember off the top of my head if they have any of our players. No one that immediately comes to mind. They have, a top receivers, a top tier defensive tackle, good corner, middle linebacker. Dom Collins is their quarterback. I don't know him. I don't recognize any of these backs here. Nothing at the receiver position. Nothing here for this offensive line groom, which makes sense. Yeah, I don't think they have brought in any players from our team. So far, yeah, no one that I recognize here. Yeah, I think that this is a complete team that I don't really know whatsoever, but they look good. So we're gonna enter into the game. We're not gonna be playing. We are gonna just be playing the moments here, and I'm not even gonna play. We're just gonna sim and see what we can end up doing here. It's Super Bowl action. It's 20 years in the future, and the Arizona Cardinals have finally made it into the Super Bowl. It has taken 4 quarterbacks to get here in this 20-year rebuild. We started with Kyler Murray. Then we moved to Justin Herbert. Drafted first overall Will Brittley. And then in the last season, decided to let Will Brittley go. He ultimately signs with the New Orleans Saints. But in the meantime, we go out there and sign Pat Schultz, the 4th quarterback, number 9, from the New Orleans Saints. Virtually, we traded quarterbacks. And it looks like we are here in New Orleans. Oh, wow. As it's 20 years in the future, it's the Tennessee Titans versus the Arizona Cardinals. Pat Schultz, can he lead us to a victory? As we're gonna just skip these moments here. We did put up a touchdown, as we have the early advantage here, as Tennessee tries to, and they equalized it. So we're trying to take back the lead here, 3rd down, as we kick a field goal. It looks like we get the ball back. We're up 10-7 here. No points before the end of the second half. It's a low-scoring affair. As Tennessee's ball, we get it right back. It's been a defensive game here. 6 minutes to go. Pat Schultz here gives us a 2-score lead. Tennessee equalize it with a score. And it looks like we're still just trying to take this running game. And it is a punt. Tennessee's ball. And I can't really tell. And we did it. The Arizona Cardinals, here in year 20, go on the run that we have tried and tried and tried over and over and over. It has taken 20 episodes, 4 different quarterbacks, probably 5 different superstar caliber running backs, 3 different generations of receiver, various different pass rushers, spending a mountainous amount of money on this team. But we finally got there, finally won the Super Bowl, the first time ever. Arizona did it. Pat Schultz threw 2 scores. Tough day running the football, but that's okay. Cameron Hayden scored. Justin Smith, our new franchise tight end. And his defense here. Colbert, 2 sacks. And he provided a lot. Corey got an interception. What a day. What a day. Year 20. We've done it, ladies and gentlemen. We won the Super Bowl. And your MVP is Pat Schultz, the quarterback that we traded for, and he helps us go down and finish this franchise off right as we win the Super Bowl here in year 20. Here are a bunch of more players retiring. Miles White, who's been a top tier wide receiver. Seeing if there's any. Shaw Jackson, he wasn't on our team, but he was a very good quarterback. Mick Rush, who was on our team. Deion Matthews, I think, was a tackle that I signed a couple times. And Joe Ellis here, he was a guard that I drafted. And I think that should be probably it. I don't really recognize anyone else. Oh, Dalton Godfrey, he was a tackle guard for a while. Quality depth for us. But we've done it. We've won the Super Bowl. We've done the ultimate goal, guys. Year 20, we win the Super Bowl, and it feels like it's been a long time since I've been able to do that in a season. So this is it, guys. We go on. We have the magical run. Just so then no one has the idea to calling me out here or trying to call me out here. No forced wins on anything other than the bye week here. That's already done. But no forced wins whatsoever. We've done this. We went on. We completed the rebuild. You know, storylines will be ending after today's video. I'm not going to be doing into this one. I am going to be doing a 20-year Cardinals recap video. That's where I'm going to kind of go through the 20 years with you guys, a bit of the timeline. There's going to be some just overall conversation with it. I'm expecting it to be like a 10-minute-ish video. But the ultimate goal is that I would love to kind of have an open amount of dialogue with you guys, just your thoughts on this series and everything. So that will be really the finale. But either way, I'm so happy that we went out there and we won the Super Bowl. I am so happy of all the support and love that you guys been giving. I hope you guys enjoy this content. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.